Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. Now, I'm not saying John Swinney's got an uphill job in trying to convince people the benefits of independence, but I'm going to say he's got an impossible job of convincing people about the benefits of independence. It's a blow, I've got to give you that. There's been polling. Boy, has there been polling. This is where really the SNP ought to say, OK, we give up and just disband the party and all go off and do something better with their lives. It reveals that 40% of yes voters, 40% of those people who want independence, don't mind actually staying in the union. Why are you voting yes if you don't mind? Seems weird. Analysis from the Scottish election study also highlighted that a third of Scots have already rejected his rehashed independence plans. Now, the guy must be sitting there now going, my whole life is a waste. I keep pushing for independence, and even my supporters aren't that bothered by it. Surely you should just go, I'll go and do something better with my wasted life. Now, he's launched a new Your Right to Decide, again, more party political but paid for by the taxpayer. Your Right to Decide paper, he launched that on Thursday evening. And it was 26 pages of blather and rubbish, quotes, the rehashed ideas, the reheated ideas, everything basically that's failed in the past has been painted with a new colour. Turd polishing, we call it. And it was paid for, as I say, by the taxpayer. And Swinney saying, but this is not a Skexit publication, even though that's exactly what it is. I mean, don't listen to the words he uses because he lies. He said it sets out how democracy was being denied. Only the strange thing is, it isn't being denied, is it? We've had the vote and everyone voted no. And that's how democracy works, of course. It says that a pro-independence majority at Holyrood should be enough to seal the second referendum from Westminster, which is not what he wanted. He wanted an SNP majority. But hey, can't always have what you want, can you? But 42% of independent supporters agreed to this statement that said, I don't mind staying in the union for the moment, as long as Scotland is able to choose whether it wants to stay or go. According to SES polling, this was. So 42% of yes voters don't really care, do they? There is a split between those who want a vote as soon as possible, 18%, and those who within 5 years, 14%, and for those within 2.5 years, 11%. 14% don't know. The results vary. Now, 14% don't know. This is the yes voters. 14% of them don't know. The results vary considerably by constitutional preference. Over 60% of pro-union respondents never want another referendum, while over 40% of yes voters want one as soon as possible. The testing was done in June and also puts the unionists ahead of the nationalists because, of course, it does, because it always does, because the Scottish people aren't dumb. They know an independent Scotland would be an absolute disaster for everyone living there. And can you imagine a country run by the SNP? A hard border would have to go up. They've got to form their own bank. Backed with what? It's a joke. These people are taking the piss, to put it bluntly. They couldn't run a country. You can see that by the way they can't run a country. Let me know what you think. Thanks very much. Goodbye.